Oh, I forgot something. Gotta get the Twitch chat app up. There we go. Toggle borders. Okay. Good. Looks like it's working. Alright. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. As always, appreciate you being here. We're back for more Legend of Dragoon. Circa 1999. Excuse me. And I don't do this very often, but I do want to give a real quick shout out to Nightshade Matt. He's a friend that I play Helldivers with, and he makes it a point to always come in and watch my YouTube videos for me, and like, I appreciate that. So Matt, if you're watching this one, thank you for doing so. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Anyway, oh, I forgot to get the Stardust list up too. We are just about to head back into Hellena prison, which is that first place we went into to try and rescue Shauna after leaving the burned down village. There we go. Kazas is the next one. Because King Albert, the one Lavitz has sworn loyalty to, is out. Hiya, Doug. Let's out a silent and sticky fart. Can't hear it, but can smell it. Well, thank you. That's lovely. Appreciate it. How you doing, Doug? Thanks for being here. Even if you are a little gross about it. Ooh. I'm doing alright, thanks. I'm getting by as best I can. I slept enough. Oh, Lavitz is going nuts. I had some technical issues this morning, which is unfortunate. My computer likes to not put out information to my screen sometimes. You got such an ass grade in math and history, but it's okay. Well, that's very unfortunate. Hopefully, it's not bad enough to hold you back a year or to make you fail the classes. Actually, is this the last term before you get vacation, or do you have more school before the summer break? I'm such a nice guy, aren't I? Letting you see the sun before you die. I got a 4 out of 20 in math and a 12 out of 20. The 4 out of 20 is not good. And I'm assuming that's serious and not a weed joke. But the order says leave him alive. You can't draw triangles for the life of you. Well, I don't know that drawing triangles was the problem as much as calculating them was. I'm assuming. I'm not really sure. It's actually Valentine's vacation? You get a Valentine's vacation? How long is that for? You get 2 weeks vacation every month and a half. Wow, that's nuts. That's a lot of vacation time. I wish I got that when I was working. Make sure you enjoy it, because I don't know about working conditions there, but over here we get like 2 weeks a year off, which is not much. Come to think of it, in Sweden, I think, which is where Arrowhead Studios are located. They take like a solid month off every year, which is great for them, but for us who enjoy the game they make, it's a little frustrating sometimes. So what exactly was the issue with your math anyway? Yeah, that'll be good. I know you said drawing triangles was weak, but I gotta read a book and write a whole essay and explain what I understood from it during vacation. Okay, well that's fair. Which book do you have to read? Or do you get to choose which book you have to read? Because if you can choose it, then you can probably enjoy some fun things instead. It's when they force you to read a specific book that it's like, ugh, I didn't want this. I remember they forced us to read one at one point called The Giver or something. I don't know if you know Robinson Crusoe. Basically, it's Robinson Crusoe from another character's perspective. That's interesting. I'm betting not done by the same author. It's probably one written specifically because people are like, we need to analyze the book. I don't think it was called Magnum Opus. It was called The Giver. I actually got out of reading it because it was kind of weird and supernatural, and I didn't like that. But yeah, it was about this guy who was able to... What was it? He was able to bring up, like, genetic memories from the past and give them to someone else in a post-apocalyptic world, and his sole job was to maintain memory of this previous time. So he had to raise a successor to also hold on to those memories. And it wasn't just the thoughts, but also the feelings of the people that had experienced them that he had to give. I don't know if that's a good enough explanation, but that is the gist of the book. I remember we were, that seems like dog, read Magnum Opus. Well, I remember, I didn't actually read that one, but they made me read a different one, and my book report was crappy, so it constantly was getting compared to someone else's book report. And I was like, why are you doing this to me? I don't care. Don't compare me to someone else. Because I wrote like a paragraph, and this tryhard that I was being compared to wrote like 2 pages on the same chapter. It was a silly thing. It was a very silly thing. I understand why the teacher was a little frustrated with me for not putting in effort, but I mean, there wasn't much to say about the chapter. You want me to read the book, I'll read the book, but don't expect me to write about it every chapter when nothing happens. I don't know why that happened, come to think of it. Additions. I just need to check on this really quick. Wow, this needs to be updated. Okay. In that case, I will use Volcano for now. Trying to make me explain a chapter when the dude just opened a door. Yeah, I get that. I get that. It sucks. It's like, well, the metaphysical aspect of opening a door is such that when you're looking at it from the idea of a guy that needs to approach a door and it's an obstacle, he needs to open the door and get through. Like, how many words do you want me to use to say that he opened a door? Not everything has a hidden meaning behind it. I get that. I get where you're coming from, Doug. That freaking sucks. There we go. Alright. Or they over-explain everything. My teacher was talking about the act of eating spaghetti instead of slurping it showed how depressed he was or something. Which is ridiculous.
Oh, hi there.
Well, hello, Nat. Welcome in. How you doing? I'm doing alright, thanks. Doug and I were just discussing how schools like to overcomplicate literally everything when it comes to books because they are dum-dums. And she was just talking about how, not you. For example, oh no, did I just transform? I did. She was just talking about a time that her teacher made an example of eating spaghetti being, or eating spaghetti instead of slurping it being a metaphor for how he was depressed. Is very silly. Very, very silly. Damage was just 50%. Oops. And I totally get that. I do. Like, the absurdity of having to overanalyze everything that's said inside a story feels dumb. It feels bad, man. I do too. I had a 100% revive and recover. Cool. I had one teacher back in like 9th grade, I think. And she said the example she used was of a poet who wrote a story about a house. Oh, she did another thing like that about the dude choking on water instead of him drowning. Is him choking in his tears or something when the guy in the book just couldn't swim. Yeah, I get that. I totally understand. I asked that though. I asked that same question of a teacher once and I was like, so why exactly can't we just let the words on the page be the words on the page? What if we're overanalyzing it? And she used the example of a certain poet, I don't remember his name, but he wrote a short story, or a certain author I guess, about a broken down house. And he didn't realize until after the fact how much he'd been projecting his own issues with his relationship breaking apart with his wife into describing the house and how it influenced how he was writing about things. It's not funny, but it is. I understand that. It's just interesting how that sort of thing can actually have an effect on us. I think a lot of times when we're talking about fiction especially, we're making things up to inject our interpretations into it for the sake of sounding scholarly, or perhaps for the sole intent of trying to get us to think analytically about things. But for a lot of times, I think the reality is the words are on the page. Why are we overthinking this? Yubba yubba. Welcome in, hubby. How you doing, friend? Thank you for joining, as always. Yubba! Actually, now's a good time to sell some stuff. Modern science is also kind of scary. I take it you've been hearing what we were talking about? Now, I am curious to hear your take on why modern science is also scary for that. Please do enlighten. CRISPR gene editing. That's fair. That's fair. Yep. Oh, why do you make me go all the way down every time for this? Attack ball. Total vanish. I don't care about the attack ball. We're gonna sell you. They're putting cheetah genes into crabs. Things are about to go sideways real fast. Yep. Yep. They sure are. Destroys minor enemies. Why are you spritzing? Why are you spritzing? Oh, you're spritzing hubby this time. Okay, okay. That's fine then. Spritz away. Doesn't bother me that much. We're gonna save this. Hubby got the spritz. So I'm saving this here because I wanted to check something real quick. And I forgot to do so last time since I haven't been playing this offline as much as I should have. But there should be this item that I keep forgetting to use. And I think it's a reusable item. Which, if it is absolutely amazing. But it's not just the CRISPR gene editing. It's been a lot of regular gene editing for years now, hasn't it? Like, I remember they're actually giving birth to babies with edited genes now. The ones that are selectively bred, or not selectively, but they've actually, like, taken out certain genes from them, or, like, changed their eye color or their height or something. Stream the grind, offline the story progress. No, it's supposed to be the opposite, hubby. I want you guys to see the story and not the grind. Thankfully, this game isn't one where you really have to grind. Ethics prevents us from editing babies. Fair enough. Of course there's a story, man. What you been paying attention to? I did all those funny voices for you. I did like 5 different accents in one conversation. Welcome back, Doug. I like the voices. It was amazing. Well, thank you. You were eating, sorry. Don't worry. I did not pay attention to the actual words, though. How dare you? Or is it really ethical to prevent scientific advancements under the premise of ethics? It is super ethical to not mess with babies before they're born. I know we have the technology to produce cat girls. It doesn't mean I want them in real life, okay? Fantasy should be fantasy. Science doesn't need to do this. It's like that meme with, what's his name? With that comedian who shoots the guy in the chair, and he looks at the camera and it says, "Why would science do this?" And he's still holding the smoking gun in his hand. Don't listen to Hero, you do? You want the cat girls in real life? Of course you do, Doug. I like how you're trying to mind wash people. You're like, do not listen to Hero. You need this. Yes, Eric. Eric and Andre, that was the show. That's right. What did I get? Satchel? Use it. Hold on, sorry. Sachet, maybe? List. But what if not messing with babies results in humanity not developing fast enough to survive in the long run? I would say that's very unlikely to happen. Here, Saleh. Oh, it's a helmet I picked up. I think. Bandit's ring, bracelet, bravery amulet, red eye stone. I don't know. What do you mean, of course you do? The greater good. Let me have my trolley problems. Well, we've survived to this point, and if we can't adapt ourselves with technology before we die off in some other horrendous way, that's on us. We're already the apex predator of everything. We don't super need to do anything else for that. Although, what was it? I was seeing a video recently about how they sent a probe into space, and they sent it out towards the very edge of our solar system, and they discovered that because of the solar winds and radiation, there's actually like a barrier of particles our sun creates around our solar system that has a significant temperature difference as we're trying to leave the area, where the particles are colliding against the solar winds from our sun and from the rest of the universe. And they can actually like measure the temperature of that barrier, which is pretty cool to me. It's coming! It's coming! He looks kind of like a cartoon dog with tusks. Jingo. The Heliopause? Was that the name of the space? I don't remember if it was Helio that's... or Voyager that saw it. Probably, though, because that's the one furthest out. Does he have a bucket? I don't know. Wow! Holy crap! Shauna just took 123 damage. I don't think he has a bucket. I think those dirt piles in the room might be his junk. His leftovers. Let's do the attack. Oh, I failed that. Just did a quick search. Heliopause is correct. Cool. I only saw it very briefly. It was a single YouTube short that I saw as it went on. There's this lady, I don't remember what her channel name is, but every once in a while we'll go through and she likes talking about optimistic science and technology stories. So she gets really super excited about new discoveries and stuff as she relays them to us. And that was the only reason that I heard about it. But it was pretty cool. I did like it. Anyway, I have been talking about that weird stuff for a while. How have you guys been doing? I know Doug got her grades back and was a little disappointed with them. But how are hubby and Nat doing? Did you have a good day? Everything all prepped for tomorrow? So tired, but good. Well, I'm glad you're good. Dart your butt. Quite a busy day. So what was going on today that kept you busy? Were you just prepping for tomorrow? Ah! Because I know tomorrow is the day that you're hosting, I believe. Which is why I'll be work for hubby, as usual. That's fair. That is fair. I just know you guys are hosting tomorrow. Hopefully all that's going well. I remember back when I was a kid, my mom, for a while... I'm going to say this again because she doesn't watch the videos, and I know she's not going to go back and rewatch this. But she is not a very good cook. They are indeed underground, hubby. Because she's magic, we ain't got to explain shit. But my mom is not a very good cook, but she liked hosting. So there was a while where she found a single recipe that she just made like every single weekend for probably 3 months straight as we were hosting different people. And such a subtle good ring. And it was a good recipe, don't get me wrong. But the issue was it gets really old fast. It was this thing where it was like chicken and broccoli and cheese and breadcrumbs and a bunch of spices, and it was just put into a big tray and then baked for a couple hours, and it came out tasty. But when you have it every single weekend and it doesn't get eaten, so you have leftovers for like 4 days, and then you're needing to clean it up, and then by the time you've cleaned it up, you only have 2 days of meals before she makes it again. Eternal soup? Ugh. I hate the concept of that. I will be honest. Like, I've seen places in, I think it was India, where they have a cauldron or a giant pot of eternal soup where they just never change it out. The ingredients are always the same. They're always there. And, like, yeah, it's supposed to make the flavor of the soup really deep. But, ugh. Was I supposed to use the sachet? I might have been needing to use the sachet. Let's try that. Just because this guy is very strong. Yeah, that's the idea, is they never get rid of the soup. They never clean it. It's really disgusting because there's like giant piles of flavor over on or giant mounds of dehydrated soup stacked up that have spilled over the edges. Ugh. So gross. Sachet of what? Sachet of what? I don't know. It just said sachet of smells nice. That's all they said. Okay, so we can't run. We can only use items. All I know is that's the item description. Probably something like that. Because I can't imagine they would... I can't imagine they would use, whatchamacallit, mint. Because mint has a waking up effect. I think it's mint that has that, right? Mentos has an awakening effect on things. Menthol? Yeah, that's the one. I have really been wanting to make fresh mint tea again, but I keep forgetting at what point is a good point to go out and harvest the mint leaves from our yard. Is that the end of my sachet? Yes, it is. Man, this thing has a lot of health. Should slather the walrus boy in eucalyptus oil and dunk him in a cold bath? I think I'd rather slather him in olive oil and light him on fire, because he is kicking my ass. I don't even have Health. I don't have MP to use this. I meant to change it over. But he's not exactly using magic attacks anyway, so that's unfortunate. This is the hardest boss we have fought so far, by a long shot. Like the status effect and the kicking our ass. It's not easy. Actually, let me check. How's his health? Still in the blue. My goodness. Okay. Punch his face in the face? I would. I would even punch his ass in the face if his ass had a face, but it doesn't. Let's do this. Damage resist up. Yay! I'm a manly man and I love my mother. Have this windstorm with petals in it to protect you. Oh, Lavitz is great. That's like 80% of his backstory right now. He doesn't have a wife, but he loves his mom. Oh, that's bad. Shauna's dead. Okie dokie then. Well, if I don't need to keep her alive, then I can focus on damage. We're men, manly men. We're men in tights, tight tights. We steal from the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like pansies, but don't get us wrong or else we'll put out your lights. Yes! That very much reminded me of Robin Hood Men in Tights. ASDF Movie 16 came out 4 days ago? Oh, I did not know that. It has not shown up on my recommended list. Great, we're double confused. Ugh, I hate this fight, this is dumb. You guys have enough to transform. Become dragoons. I did. It hurt its other party members in its confusion too. Still blue, huh? Okay. Let's use Dragoon form. I don't remember if there was some sort of secret to beating this thing, or if we just have to straight up overpower it. Wow. Good job, hero. A whopping 2 hits. Excellent work. Simply excellent. I don't have any more MP. That's unfortunate. It's really early in the gameplay. I haven't had much time to practice the additions today. My timing's going to be off, okay? It's not nearly as nice as Eclair 33, where you have like this very clear window of perfect time. It's just, hey, make this diamond go white. I'm actually envious of how clearly that's relayed as far as the gameplay goes. But to be fair, that's why I pointed out that this is like the original version of the Edition system. Just very difficult. This do be an older game, that's true. An older, very painful game. And as far as I know, this is the first iteration of time your attacks to make sure they land. So I can't complain too much. Basically a rhythm game, but without clear prompt inputs. I've actually seen another one where it's similar to that. I never learned the name of it, but it's like a rhythm game where somebody puts items onto a shopping belt, or like nails get placed into a board and you have to smack them in the same rhythm. And it's completely like memory based rather than having a UI input for it. And I don't think I could do that. I think it would drive me nuts. Exactly, yes. And I feel like you might be making a semi-joke to Claire Obscure. A semi-pun. In which case, I notice, and it's fun. I see what you did there. Okay, good. You're laughing, which means I was correct. It is Claire Obscure. I still, every time we talk about that, desire an eclair. Or a Long John Donut, as they are also called up here. And I do not know where in the city I could find one. I haven't had one since I was like 9 years old, and I kind of miss it. It always seemed like entirely too much donut at the time, but man, do I want one. I made Nat chuckle. Woohoo! I'm funny. I'll have you guys know, by the way, I use the fact that people come and hang out with me because they like my puns as a weapon in real life. Whenever somebody rolls their eyes at my joke, I can be like, I will have you know I'm hilarious. I have proof this time. Hey, Sailing, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I do sass them right back. How is your day going, friendo?
Oh, hi there.
How is hunting the bots on Cyberstan? I saw you earlier, or I saw you yesterday. Because you were streaming with Mari when I came in to hang out, and I was like, okay, well, Mari seems to have the least of the viewers. I will be on her channel and see you all instead. Right? Oh, it's impossible, but it's fun. Please don't tell me I'm gonna die when I'm this close to winning. Okay, we're gonna make sure I can't get confused again. We're gonna go Dragoon. I am really curious what you're using for your loadout. I have been really enjoying a ballistic shield and exploding crossbow with a talon. It's been super handy. From what I hear, numbers-wise, it is actually worse than the Creek. I wasn't there from a level on Creek, so I don't know how bad it was exactly. But I do know that this is pretty freaking hard. This is pretty freaking hard. A lot of people have the same very valid complaint, I think, which is that as you're trying to do any of the higher level missions, the spawn rate of the Vox engines is too high, because you can have too many of them on the field at the same time, and then it's basically impossible to destroy any. He may not look phased. The Coyote and the mini nuke pistol, the ultimatum, and thermites. That's fair. That's fair. But you can see how that red triangle is the one that indicates how much health he has left. When it's red like this, he's under a quarter of his total health. So we're getting there. As long as he doesn't heal, we should be okay for the moment. Yeah! Dude, I have been loving the ultimatum on a stick. There we go. The leveler I like to call the ultimatum on a steak. Just like Jose Jalapeno on a steak. Oh, it's so much fun. Final burst, cool. The lob is pretty unusual. JeffDunham.com. I always tend to overshoot since I'm not used to it. Yeah. It is surprisingly pretty similar to the expendable anti-tank. Silence! I kill you! Either way, I've been enjoying it. I use it a lot on the platinum extraction missions. I bring it along with the solo silo, and then I've got 2 insta-kills for factory striders. Makes it real nice to support on level 10, let me tell you. Oh, by the way, congratulations on your 400 subs or 400 followers. I am happy for you, Sailing. Good job. That was on YouTube, right? The 400 subs on YouTube? Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, you hit a big milestone. We are desperately needing to heal. I look at my stats on YouTube a lot, and I'm still frustrated and surprised by it since the... oh, actually, I have to change that equipment real quick. I don't know if you guys have checked the requirements to actually get monetized on YouTube, but they're pretty insane. Like, they are pretty damn insane. It's like 500 subscribers or 5,000 subscribers. It might be 500. So 500 subscribers on YouTube plus like 5,000 watch hours in order to get monetized to the point that you can just get people to give you money. And then it's double that if you want to get ad revenue from commercials and things. 3,000 hours. But did you notice the weird thing is like 3,000 hours for the base monetization, and then when you want to get the ad revenue, it's only 4,000? Man, like it feels like they're just milking new creators for everything they're worth. Armed, here we go. Sapphire pin, is that the one I need? Active ring. Power wrist. We don't need that. Stunned. Bracelet. Okay. Nope. No, you needed the sapphire pin. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, they just want people to... Oops, sorry, I missed that. That's not the one I need. There we go. Twitch. They just want people to stay on their website. Just like Twitch doesn't count lurkers anymore as viewers because they want people to be constantly on here. Yeah. And that one to me really hurts. Like I don't like doing that. If I want to go in and support someone, but I also need to do something else, don't just not count me. I'm there. I'm watching. I'm just doing something else at the same time, not always chatting. Or recently, I've been It's been really rough recently for my health, so like I'm taking new medications. I had to take 4 new medications and what was it? 4 new medications and 1 temporary medication from the other day, and they just destroyed me. Like for 2 of the last 4 days, I have barely been able to function. I have been so tired from these meds that I have not been able to do anything. It's been very rough, let me tell you. Yeah. Mercifully, Sorry, hold on. Mercifully, the medication that I had to take the other day did work to get the MRI done, so I didn't have to go through and be put under general anesthetic just to get the MRI. But, yeah, I was, like, so destroyed afterwards. A lot of the ones that I'm taking, they're like, yeah, hey, this one is an antidepressant to help you sleep. I'm like, why am I on an antidepressant to sleep? I don't want to take this one. Or, this one may cause memory loss. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Why are you going to make me lose my memory of the last several hours? So, yeah, that's fun. I don't remember where I was going with that, I'm sorry. But, yeah. It doesn't do anything, just gives me memory loss for our entertainment. Maybe, I don't know. No, there are a couple of different things. I think I told you guys when I went to the doctor, to the lung specialist the other day, he said, and I think he's the closest one to being right, that the effect of the injection was to give me a hypersensitive throat, which means that just like when you've got a patch of skin that's been hurt and it's healing, even the air passing by can make it hurt. He says that's likely what's happening with my throat too. That's why if I breathe too deeply, or if I start laughing, or if I start coughing, it just begets more of the coughing, is because my throat is so sensitive that the air just wrecks me. And so a lot of the medications that I have are like corticosteroids and a particular kind of inhaler and a nasal spray of the same type. It does seem like a reasonable explanation. And I've been trying to tell them for a very long time that it's in my throat, not in my lungs. It's surprising that it's the lung specialist that's trying this. But I'm not going to complain if we can make some progress. I don't know what's going to happen. I have another appointment in like 2 weeks with a specialist that can determine if this is psychosomatic symptoms, like if it's my mind making things real, which doesn't discount me from my workers' compensation benefits, but I'm curious what they're going to say. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm just... obviously, I'm just making it up, and the past 7 months of streaming where I have evidence of 2 hours being more than I can help with. Oh no, I'm quite happy that the lung specialist decided to test that, because it's the closest that we've actually gotten to actual progress, I think. The problem is the inhaler that I'm on is the same one as that nasal spray that I told you about. Gives me a very brief window of relief, but then dries out my nose so badly that I end up with nosebleeds for like 3 days. So every time I use the inhaler too, my throat becomes tremendously sore and it gets even harder to talk. There's only so many hold on. There's only so many cough drops they recommend you take in a day. Which, come to think of it, I need to get more, is it ginger or turmeric? I think it's turmeric. Whenever I have a sore throat, I have this thing that I make where it's basically just hot water that I've dissolved some honey in, and then I flavor it with lemon juice and turmeric, and I mix it all together. I might have ginger in there as well, but I don't remember if it was turmeric or ginger that I had in that little tub I'd been putting in. It's something. It's something that is nice on my throat. That's all I can say. It might be ginger. It's a concoction of things that I have in my cupboard. You gotta pair it with one of those Immortan Joe Hydratathor machines. I have never heard of an Immortan Joe Hydratathor. Hydratathor. I'm not sure why I was having such a hard time reading Hydratathor. Although Hydratathor is also a fun thing to say, so I'm okay pronouncing it that way. I'll try not to, mind you. Actually, very unfortunately, oh, hold on. Immortan Joe, the bad guy from Mad Max. I have not seen Mad Max. I've heard it's pretty good. I just haven't seen it. Wasn't it remade recently too? Like within the last couple of years? Because I remember seeing something about how there was a flamethrower guitar, and it looked great because it wasn't special effects, it was actually a flamethrower guitar. Which is pretty cool in my books, to be honest. Does Shauna not have... her defense is so low. Maybe I'll give her the Night Shield instead. Yeah, there we go. I always like it when they do practical effects. There was a particular manga series that I have called Gimmick. And it was all about a special effects artist and his stuntman partner solving mysteries and like using their special effects makeup and stuntman abilities to get away with things or like to help people. And it went into some of the practical effects of old school movies. And one of the funner ones that I saw was apparently in, I think it was The Exorcist. There was a scene where the possessed person, I guess, was supposed to get stabbed in the heart, and then there was supposed to be a blood spurt that was supposed to come shooting out from the heart via a tube connected to a pump. And apparently, when it came time for that to happen, the pump failed. So the director had to dive underneath the bed because they only had the one shot, and he was like blowing into the pump tube to get the water to spurt out, and that's why it came up in shorter bursts, is because that was his lung capacity squeezing it through. And that made me giggle. I thought it was interesting and amusing. This big scary scene that's supposed to be disgusting and vile has some dude under the bed going I got a giggle out of it. go. Ah, I always fail at the end. What else was I gonna say? Anyway, that was a cool manga series. I liked it. I've been rereading one lately. Not a manga series, but a light novel that very recently got an anime. It's called Hell Mode, where a dude gets so fed up with the easy games that just play themselves for you, basically, that he wishes for a soul-destroying grind that could consume his life, and he actually gets reincarnated into that instead because of his desire for a challenge. And he becomes like an untested class in this world. It's pretty fun. I like it. They didn't do a great job of the anime adaptation, which is why I'm going back to reread it, because it made me want to experience the story again, but they just didn't do a great job of adapting it. And to me, that's a real shame. I hate when they have good stories that they fail to adapt for whatever reason. It's like you had one job! When really, it's probably a lot more jobs than that. But the interrupts when they counter are always frustrating. I really would like to have at least one of these characters hit level 5 Dragoon level before the end of the game, because the level 5 magic ability is to actually summon the dragon, and it's the only time you actually get to see them, which is pretty cool. And I don't want that to be a missed opportunity. They put a lot of work into the special effects of this game, and I like that. That's nice. It is the meat and potatoes of the game, after all, is the Dragoon form. That's why it's the namesake. Though I also like that they give you the opportunity to skip the transformation. Helps out a lot. Because the transformations are cool, but when they take like a minute each time, it adds a lot to the gameplay. Actually, who was I talking to? Was it yesterday? Oh yeah, it was the other day. I was talking to my dad. He had to take me to my MRI because I couldn't drive home on the pills they made me take. And he always takes the long road to get to where I am. And I'm like, Dad, why do you always take this route? And his excuse was, well, it's only a couple extra seconds. And I'm like, yeah, but a couple extra seconds add up really quite a bit over a couple hundred times or a couple thousand times, like however often you're going to visit. It adds up. You know, 10 seconds here and 10 seconds there is quite a chunk of time that you're losing of your life just from an elongated drive. but driving itself is nice. I wish I had a longer driving range. I've talked about it before, how I'd love to go to some of the hot springs that are all within a couple hours drive of where I am. But unfortunately, my driving range is like 10 minutes. So I can go to get some fast food or to the store for some milk. I get it, and then I have to come back. And at that point, I basically burn through my energy for the day. It is always frustrating. And unfortunately for poor Lavitz, I think this is about the time we lose him. He's not with us for very long. Oh, are these chests? Ooh, these are chests. Broadsword and what's this? Spear. I don't think either of those is actually going to be an upgrade right now. I have bastard swords. Yeah, broadsword is back down to 2 damage. Those are just their base weapons. I don't know why they gave us those. That's hilarious. And unfortunately, it looks like that item I was looking at before has disappeared. Okay. Sun Rhapsody completely recovers MP. Or maybe not. That might just be the usable ones. Let's check. List. No. Goods? No. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I have more attack items. I just don't know where to find how to use them. Or to see which usable attack items I have. Not a big deal either way. It's good for you. You die and the war ends. That was your wish, wasn't it? You want to make the war end, or to end the war, don't you? I'll make your dream come true. Ah, sorry about that, hubby. I hope I did not wake him up. I don't think I would have, but... Welcome back. I hope kiddo's okay. Oh! Tut! Those rats came on time. It doesn't matter. What does the ancient pharaoh have to do? Bruh, I heard nothing. You're losing your mom senses? You were engrossed. You were engrossed in your game and my sultry, sultry coughing voice. He is indeed pretty frugal with his decorations. You're right. Rodriguez and Guftas. Do you like the names of his pets, Rodriguez and Guftas? Let me see, what do we have for items? This would be a good time to use some. Oh good, I can use these multiple times. Okay. We're gonna do this first. Oh no, because I can only block one. Downburst. This will work. Rodriguez on a stick. Rodriguez on a stick. On a stick. I was sure somewhere in the game there was actually like an element chart to tell me what enemies were weak to what elements. that audio crunch. Did you even hear that? Gooftas, attack! I'm gonna hope you can hear that. But the crunched audio is hilarious. Barely, okay. I'm gonna turn up the audio of the game a little bit for you because I want you to hear it if he says that again. Hopefully it won't get too loud. Capture card. Okay, how's that? Can you still hear me alright over the sound of the gameplay? Or is the gameplay too loud now? Sounds good? Okay. Is it louder, and can you still hear me? Those are the two things that I'm concerned about. Single attack. Oh, good. Okay. It's always hard because I can't hear the gameplay myself. Detonates an attack, so let's do this one. And what else? Pellet. Maybe... let's do this one, I guess. Gooftas, we shall attack you with the thingy. I have to button mash for a second. Button mash! Ah, almost 200. I used to be so good at button mashing that I could do over 100 presses in, like, 11 or 12 seconds. I think 13 might have been the slowest of that. Rodriguez, attack! Whee! Oh, she got her ass kicked. And I don't have any MP. Let's see, Gooftas was still weak to it. Button mash. Wow, I did even worse that time. But back in like junior high school when the Mario Party minigames were all the rage, and a lot of them were just button mashing, I got really, really good at them. My friend and I would always play the first Mario Party before they'd figured out that they really shouldn't use the extra damaging hard plastic joysticks for rotation-based minigames. So, unfortunately, my friend and I would have like slumber parties where we'd be playing Mario Party all through the night, and we figured out we could rotate faster with the palm of our hands rather than using our thumbs. So we would have such enormous blisters right in the center of our palms come the morning from all of the rotating of that hard plastic joystick that we could barely close our hands the next day. It was very, very uncomfortable. But because so many of them were also button mashing, we would test ourselves even at school by like using those calculators and pressing 1 + 1 and then equals as fast as possible. So close to attaining iron palm technique. No, I think the blister from impact is a little different from the blister of spinny plastic thing. Do I have more healing? I do, but not much. Okay, we're going to throw this on Dart, because he's taking a lot of damage. They really made these early boss fights hard, because there's no good grinding areas. So, like, whatever you... Iron spinny plastic thingy palm. Yeah, that's a better explanation. Let's do Dragoon form. But there's no good grinding points, so these very early battles are, like, tremendously difficult. Everything is against you. Ah! You don't have enough gold to get good items. Good items aren't really available to you. Very, very hard. I was actually really hoping that I would have been in better shape for that attack. Because, like, I've got wings. What does it matter if I get dropped from the sky? I don't think you want to ask that question, hubby. I don't think you want to know the answer to where he keeps pulling the boulders from. I certainly wouldn't. I do not think that's a good idea to check. Who says they're boulders? Maybe they're the giant walrus tusk monster's poops. And he's just grabbing them from the floor because it's an indoor walrus tusk monster. Gorilla style? Ah. Attack! +2 sanity damage. +15 hunger as you void your stomach in disgust. Okay, finally we're down to one guy. Ah, almost. But I should be able to have a little bit of an easier time now. Because I should be able to use that repeatable item, which thankfully is actually repeatable, and freeze him for a couple of turns, which will be very helpful. There we go. Just wait till he calls on his third pet, Juan. Thankfully, he doesn't have a huge reserve. There's only Juan of those. Oh! Wow, he did not like that. Okay. Alright then. Completely recovers MP. Let's give that to Dart. And I think maybe I'll guard for a little bit, because I'm taking a lot of damage from him. How is this guy so good at martial arts? With that big body, he belies strength he should not have, or perhaps mobility. It reminds me of that meme from a while back with the the black footballer with the like bandage on his face, and he says, "You mind if I praise?" And then he just breaks into this epic dance move, complete with the splits. He looks like a barrel of oil. He looks like a tub of lard. There we go. Perfect. That's 2 for 2. How does he do this? Oh, I learned something interesting the other day about hockey jerseys that I hadn't expected to learn. Next slice! But apparently, because hockey is such a brutal sport on the ice that's basically just fighting on ice, there was a specific technique where when people would get into fights, they would rush to try and rip their own jerseys off so that the jerseys couldn't be pulled over their heads to give them a disadvantage. So they'd rush to pull their own jerseys off to have that edge. And apparently it was so prevalent, or it was so frequently happening that players would yank their own jerseys off, or like rig their own jerseys so that they could be torn off instead for the fastest disrobing, that they ended up installing a special like flap to tuck the jersey into the belts so that they couldn't be pulled at all. Yeah, I know. It's a very unusual sport. Hockey's a weird thing. Frankly, I don't much care for sports in general if I'm not playing them. Like, don't get me wrong, I like sports to play, but watching them is a little boring. And, quick release or lockout tagout? Yeah. Woohoo! We did it! Yeah. Oh no! Whoa, what is he doing? Did he just pull something out of his spine? Sports is for playing, not watching? I agree. There we go. But again, why was that embedded in his spine? No, Lavitz! Stop! Stop, friend! Don't do it! Magic sword! Impale! Oh. Poor Lavitz. Your magic dragon armor did not protect you. Spinal moon gem, a rare delicacy. Have you guys ever seen an old, or older, I guess, YouTube series called Man at Arms? It was a blacksmithing / forging show where they would create fantasy weapons that were actually functional, and they'd show you the whole process of doing it. And they made one time the what's it called? The battle cats. I've forgotten what it is. They did a remake of the series a while back where the main character's combining robot sword was this giant flaming sword. Yeah, the demon gemmed guy is still alive. But they made a flaming sword where they actually had, like, gas channels running through it so that they could light it as they ran gas through the hilt. And the whole thing ignited and had a constant source of flame popping out. It was really interesting. And yes, I talked through the big moving scene. I'm sorry. Oh, good, good, good. Dart's the only one that gets any XP. Ooh, new edition. Good, good. Yeah, it was cool. And they made the that helical sword from Legend of Zelda from Majora's Mask. The Fierce Deity sword. That was awesome. They even used heat treatment to make the blade blue and things. The fact that you can just stain metal into certain colors by the level of heat you apply to it is so neat. But anyway, yeah, that was Lavitz. He's dead now, like actually. He is removed from our party. And in his place, we now have King Albert, who is going to travel with us for some reason. It's not like he has responsibilities as a king or anything. No, he can come join a vigilante party on some esoteric quest. Lavitz is no more. Priorities indeed. Lavitz said he'd met guys he could finally call friends. Man, Lavitz was such a cool character. He was such a nice guy. The first time I came through this game, I was destroyed when he left the party. Young as I was, even I knew. I was like, man, this guy was a real G. He was a great guy. I would like to show you my gratitude. Thank you. The Dragon Buster. If I had known it, I would have stopped Lavitz. Dragon Buster? What are you talking about? I mean, it's a sword that busts dragons. Is there something complicated about that? Sadly unalived indeed. He was such a nice guy. Like, all he did was he wanted to end a war. He was a soldier that wanted to protect his king. He had friends, finally. He was a lonely guy that was like, he's my bro, I'm gonna mess with Dart. And then, in a fit of rage, he died. Only kills dragons, can't even cut butter. That's pretty true. But for what it does in fact make your dragon armor paper. Like absolute paper. You take more damage from that thing in Dragoon form than you take out of Dragoon form. Even with the almighty Dragoon armor, it is a mere shroud in front of a Dragon Buster. What kind of plot is he weaving? I don't know. Let's see. Do I have to talk to everyone before I can go? I'm okay. I can go look for her some other time. He's been looking for 20 years. Oops. What did Lloyd take from you that time? There we go. I need a little time. I need to think more. He took my spine. I don't know why I can still walk. Did you not see his hand inside me? I feel sorry for making you accompany us into such a mess. Anyway, Basil will be finished soon if we don't do something. Basil? Basil? Hubby, did I tell you that I found a mythical snake candy? You're not supposed to chew it though, it's a basilisk. A basilic. I flubbed the delivery, I just thought of it. Yes, a basilic. Flubba-dubba-doo. Cutscene time, maybe? Spritz. The story goes back 1100 years. Winglies, who ruled the earth, were defeated in the Dragoon campaign and disappeared. However, their sacred objects were scattered around the world. They contained their magic power concealed in them, which only they could use. One of them was handed down in Serdio, and it's been sealed inside the body of each crown heir because of the fear that the power could bring evil. The sacred object is the secret treasure of Serdio, which has been taken. The Moon Gem. Where did Lloyd find out about it? I was foolish. I bought his intelligence and employed him as an advisor. Probably, he was employed by Imperial Sandora. A double agent! That's right. Once he obtains the secret treasure, he is the crown heir of Serdio, both in name and reality. The birth of the conqueror King Dole. That would be the end of Basil. His Majesty King Albert is still alive here. The war is not over yet. Basil is not finished. What is a king to do if he doesn't have a castle to go back to and a large force to protect him? Indeed, I am helplessly alone. However, as the Dragoons of yore led humans to victory, we still have a chance to overcome. Meantime, Hashel's in the corner like, man, I don't have a glowy stone. We have only one target, Emperor Dole in the Black Castle. You have such a daring strategy, but it's not bad. I guess it'll do. My Iron Fist might be able to help you. You might have the power of your dragons, but I have knuckle sandwiches and I will feed them all. I will show them the full force of my lance, which I learned how to use from Lavitz. Which is the excuse of why he can use exactly the same techniques. We won't let your death be in vain. Alright. Switch over to Albert. Put him in there because he's good. Why is Shauna always so weak? She's 4 levels down from everyone else. In the Black Castle, which was surprisingly not black, it seems Hellena fell. Don't be so anxious. I got what I need. Leaving the girl at large is one of your schemes, huh? It's none of your business. Doesn't matter. I will soon hold sway over all Serdio, and your plan will be completed. No, it's just beginning! I don't know why I gave him that voice, I just felt like it. At least be careful not to get carried away. Don't be burned in a red fire. Nobody can stop me. I will not, even if I sell my soul to the devil. Anytime I see that, it reminds me of Waterboy, where, I think it was Waterboy, where Adam Sandler's mother in that movie told him that everything was the devil. She couldn't even say devil correctly, it was just the devil. Anyway, let's put Crush Dance in. And I think, actually, I want to check his as well. Gust of Wind Dance is at 5 out of 20. Ugh. I think, though, that I will call it here for today, because we're right up about that, like, hour and a half, 2 hour mark. And we'll continue on tomorrow instead. Hubby and Nat are hosting a party tomorrow, if you hadn't heard already, which means they won't be streaming. So I will take that spot instead. And then on Sunday, they'll be starting with Split Fantasy, Split Fiction, something like that. Yeah. So we're just swapping for the weekend. Time slots, and then it should be back to normal next week. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, we will continue tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully you won't get sick indeed, not just for the sake of streaming, but because it's not nice to be unhealthy. And yeah, I will catch everyone next time. I did just save. I'm going to save again, because from talking I forgot. Have a good one, Harry. Thank you for correcting. I don't want to be Harry. I'm Harry in real life. Alright, have a good one, everyone. Where is my stop stream button? Here it is.